The Obama administration now finds itself fighting insurgent attacks, narcotics production, and threats to democracy in two hemispheres, in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and Latin America.
The Europeans do not feel that this is their war, their conflict. They see it much more, and they will continue to see it at the moment, as the US war.
The Pakistanis look at themselves as our disposable ally. When we need them, we help them, and when we don't like what they're doing, we ignore them, which we did after they helped us get the Soviets out of Afghanistan.
Pakistan has been the recipient of about $11 billion of U.S. funds, both in military and development assistance aid, since 2003. And to be honest, they've not spent a whole lot, for example, in the federally administered tribal areas.
People talk about the embargo of Cuba because Cuba is not democratic. That makes me laugh, because Cuba is no less democratic than China is, and the United States has no problem engaging in massive trade with China.
President Chavez is treading a very dangerous line by trying to take on the Obama administration, which has made very significant overtures.
Can Obama beat the odds and succeed where his predecessors could not?
The United States has always been the only country in the world that could broker peace in the Middle East.
The Israeli government is responsible for a stranglehold, economic stranglehold in the occupied territories.
If we don't get a two-state solution in the relatively near future, it becomes effectively impossible. And that's going to be a disaster for the Palestinians, a disaster for the United States, and a disaster for Israel.
The first group of U.S. troops left Iraq last month as specified in the Status of Forces Agreement, leaving many wondering what the future of U.S.-Iraq relations will hold.
President Sofa called by June 30th for American troops to withdraw from Iraqi cities. So what did they do in Baghdad? They redrew the municipal boundaries so that some of the bases, they could say they're no longer in the city.
Maliki has made his reputation as a nationalist leader. Much of that is tied to the improvements in security. And so I think there's going to be a reluctance to be seen as relying on U.S. forces.
Although the United States has reported a federal deficit exceeding $1 trillion, the U.S.'s push for global economic reforms are not lacking in enthusiasm.
President Obama has his own program before the Congress to create new levels of regulatory oversight over our kind of Wild West cowboy financial markets.
It's a lot more difficult to sell $5 billion worth of securities than it is to sell, my $75 on E-Trade.
Bringing you coverage and analysis of all the latest developments, this is Hearts and Minds.